We're back live.
Are we recording? Yeah, we're in.
Yeah, we're recording, mate.
Oh, they sorted the technology out.
For those of you on the fucking video podcast, we had to switch to my fucking phone because Tommo's admin is up his ass. Tommo's admin isn't up his ass. His kid's admin is up their ass. So basically, because they're being homeschooled at the minute, they have to do some of their work on the iPad/laptop.
Yeah.
I specifically told my youngest, Sophia, when you finish doing your work, make sure you plug the iPad in because Daddy's got a podcast to do later with his mate. I got in from work. Have you is the iPad got charged? No, it's dead. Why is it dead?
Yeah.
I told you to plug the fucker in because I've got a podcast.
Brilliant.
And she was like, "Oh, sorry, Daddy." So when I came out here, it was on 19%. To be fair, we've done a good hour on the podcast on the iPad before it started dying on me. But why is it dying when it's plugged in? That doesn't make sense.
I know. God knows, mate. God knows.
But I hope that you're having a good bit of time off here, mate, with your boy Tom.
Mate, it's good. You know what? It's nice, relax this evening.
Tell you what, mate.
Put a bit of Netflix on.
I was thinking the other day, right? I know you're fucking uber busy at the moment, anyway. But with this lockdown thing, I've seen a few people doing it, and it's those fucking like video calls or the fucking house party things. It'd be brilliant to do with the gunners that we've got on that fucking.
I know we should get the lads on, shouldn't we? Yeah.
Mate, but seriously,
you'll have to. Do you know what? Tom, you'll have to try and arrange this. That'll be such a good laugh.
I'd love to see how many I can get. If I can get them all on Skype.
Yeah.
I don't know how many you can have on Skype.
There's a few apps, isn't there, you can use that conference apps and stuff.
I'd love to record it, but Dan knows Dan's not allowed. Dan Shipper.
He's not banned. Getting Dan Shipper.
No, he's banned. He's banned from Granite Zero. He's got no filter. I know I've got no filter, and I'm very lucky to still be on fucking YouTube and things. He is a next level.
Yeah. Shipper. Yeah, I can tell by the WhatsApp group. Shipper would be like, yeah.
Scotty B. I know Scotty B listens, so he's on the verge at the minute.
Is he?
He must be seriously bored with whatever he's doing. Some of the things he's posting up, it's like, fucking hell, Scott.
I know. There's some cracking like videos and stuff come on there though.
Some of them I can't help.
I'll tell you what my favourite one is so far. Have you saw the Jurassic Park video where the toilet rolls come up at the end?
Yeah, with the toilet roll.
It had me in bits, that did. It had me in bits. Honestly, it had me in bits. But no, yeah, it's all good. It's good. It's a good laugh on that group. It's
good. I like. I'm glad we made the group, right? Because it's one of those things that, especially with myself, for example, with some of the struggles that I've had, like when I first started the podcast and I put it on the group, I had nothing but good feedback from yourself, Dunny, Shipper, Scotty B, Hack, Lockie, the lot that were on that group. It's like, oh, well, at least some of you guys are fucking liking it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. It's
when I first had that bit of trouble at the start of the fucking podcast, and you guys were like, "Well, stop fucking listening to that, dickhead."
Yeah, I think you just got to like, try and blank out the negativity. I think there's negativity surrounding everything. And the thing is that the be all and end all is of your podcast. I think if it helps you with your mental health, and it helps any other listeners or anybody involved in the podcast, and it's a good thing, isn't it? People don't have to listen to it. I think it's up to.
That's my big thing, mate. Is if you don't like it and you don't like what I'm doing, don't follow me and don't listen.
Yeah.
You don't have to then say I'm a fucking Walter Mitty for mental health, which is bizarre because how do you know what's going on in my own head?
Yeah, I think that's
my doctor and my therapist seem to think that I've got problems, but
mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's okay because uneducated gunner doesn't think so.
I think yeah, that's the thing is with mental health. I think I think it's a lot better now than what it has been in the past, isn't it? I think people are more understanding and
there's a lot more understanding and there's a lot more people talking about it, which is the biggest thing. There's no, if you said to me now, Tommo, mate, I'm struggling. I've seen God knows what doing your job now. I wouldn't go, oh, fuck off, mate.
Yeah. It's
but then again, that's not in my nature anyway. Even if mental health wasn't but it's not on the rise as such. If that's the wrong fucking phrase, but more people are now coming accustomed to people with these sorts of.
I truly believe that there's I always look at it, and I deal with a lot of mental health in my job. And I go to a lot of patients with varying mental health conditions and stuff. And what people need to understand is everybody's got an element of it. You've got physical and mental health, and what we've only recently come round to the idea of is that your mental health is just as important as your physical health, and everybody at some point in their life will come across something that they either struggle with or they'll have an element of anxiety that they struggle with. And I think that everybody will have that, and it's about understanding it and and not there's no stigma now surrounding mental health. It's just part of your
it's part of
you've got physical and mental health, and I think it's important to talk. I came across a quote actually that was absolutely brilliant, and people say that you need to be more resilient, and this was more aimed at pre-hospital care, so like my kind of role and stuff. And you do have to have an element of resilience, because obviously, I think if you take everything home with you, it would have quite a profound effect on your life. But I came across, so you've got to have that element of resilience, because just through the nature of whatever, whether you're in the military, whatever you do, but I came across a quote where people say, you need to be more resilient, or so trying to increase your resilience to deal with a problem that you're suffering from is the equivalent to having low oil in your car and just buying a bigger dipstick. Does that make sense?
That's brilliant.
And I came across that quote. I don't know where I got it from. It was something to do with my job and mental health, and it literally is. When people say you need to get on with it, or you need to increase your resilience, or you need to be a bit stronger, or you need to, it's literally like your car's running low on oil, and rather than filling the oil up, you go and buy a bigger dipstick just so it looks better. It's not solving the problem. You're just masking it. And I think everybody, and I can tell you now categorically that it doesn't matter who you are or what you do. I think, especially the guys that are in the military, anybody that's in any role which has exposure to anything, traumatic or stressful, or it could just be something that you've come across in your life. That I think for myself as well, you come across, fairly traumatic things and fairly emotional things quite regularly. It's just the nature of your job or my job. But something else that I've come across as well, another quote, was that everybody has a debt to pay at some point when it comes to your mental health. And it's so true, because you can only see and do so much before you think, I even need to have a chat with someone or some time out here, and that's okay to do that. It's fine to do that. And I think what you've done, Tommo, is you've provided a platform to kind of express that. And I think that's good.
But for me, it was. I know that a lot of people will say, "Well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, so why have you got it?" And it's like, Well, I might not have done it. It's like one of them was, "You didn't even do MERT," was one of the quotes that I will quote. And it's like, well, what's that got to do? What's that got to do with anything? It's and I spoke with a bloke, Jay. I can't remember. He's the interrogator of Who Dares Wins, and his handle is mental health Jay or something like that. He does a lot with mental health, and he's making a retreat for people who with PTSD, anxiety, depression, things like that. You can go to his retreat and do whatever it is. I'd love to quote it, but I can't get it on my phone right now because I'm talking to you. But he was saying that mental health is very personal.
Yeah, so definitely.
You can't say that, oh, this works for this person, so it's definitely going to work for you. Like I could say now, fucking everybody who's got a mental health issue, do a podcast because it will help you.
I think it just helps you to talk.
It helps me,
doesn't it?
Because for me personally, yeah. To be fair, I'll say this now. I've started to be jotting things down like a book form on my phone. If I get bored, I'll jot things down. I've always been good at writing. I've been quoted a couple of times on a poetry site. I write poems every now and then, that sort of thing. But I've never been, because of my dyslexia, I've never been very good at. I've got a couple of journals from 3 tours that I did. However, they're not wrote very well because of my dyslexia. It's all a bit fucking higgledy-piggledy. So the way I dealt with it is because I'm quite verbal. I'm as much as my missus doesn't believe me and nobody else believes me, I'm quite shy as a person. But when I eventually open up and talk, I will talk your fucking ears off, mate. I will like me and you now. We're mates. We've been mates since fucking 2009
or 10 or something. 10.
Anyway,
10.
Since about 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
So I can open up and talk to you quite easily. If I was talking to someone new, unless we have I say that I can't talk to people. However, if I've got a slight connection with someone, for example, I've never spoken to Josh Bridges or Liz Carmouche, who are 2 guests that I've had on the show. One was a UFC fighter, the other one's a Navy SEAL, now CrossFit athlete. However, we've got that connection through the military where I've got that little bit of, well, I can give you a bit of banter because you're in the military. Sort of
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've got like a an equal ground, haven't you?
Yeah. So I've always, for me, having the podcast was something that, I wanted to do. Me and my brother have always spoke about doing a podcast because we listen to a lot, whether it's the Fighter and the Kid, Joe Rogan, Chris D'Elia, all those sorts of guys. I've always loved a podcast, and I love the fact that you can phone somebody up and have a conversation. But you can record it, and other people can listen and think, that's a good conversation, or whatever. But for me, it was a way of me going, right, these are the issues that I've got. I won't air them because I don't know what to do anymore. No. That was how I was feeling, because for me, and it was difficult because I was pushing away the missus. I was like, there's nothing wrong, I'm fine. And then the kids would come out to me, and I'd be, I know I'm short-tempered anyway, always have been. Well, my old man always thought I should have anger issues, but there's having anger issues with certain things that annoy you, but then there's Sophia and Jess dropping a pencil on the floor and you flipping out for no reason.
Yeah, it's like disproportionate.
Yeah, it's like, I'm more of the disciplinarian in the household, but then there's being daddy's going to tell you off to you've dropped a pencil, fucking little shit. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like you dropped a pencil.
But that's what I mean, though, Tommo. That you and this is what happens, and this is what has happened in the past, and it's something we've got better at. you don't need to compare experiences to try and judge who's got mental health and who hasn't, because you can go to somebody, for instance, Tommo, that I don't know. I'll just make they've lost a relative 2 or 3 years ago, and for whatever reason, they've never ever got over that. It might have been quite traumatic. It might have been, and that has been the root cause of their mental health. And what I find anyway, and from all the education that I've had around mental health, is that the problem comes when exactly what you've just said, when you don't express it to anybody or you don't talk about it, because you got this problem that you know that something's not right, but you're just too scared to say. Because what happens is you get this kind of threshold where people would say, well, unless you've done this or seen this or been this person, done this, you can't have mental health problems. And that's not true, because believe me, from my experience, I deal with varying, different presentations of mental health. And a lot of the time when you talk to people, they've all got their different individual reasons. And the thing is that somebody's reason for the problems that they have now probably wouldn't affect me. I probably would be able to get on with my life after that. But something could happen to me that they could probably go, I'd deal with that fine, but I can't deal with it. It's and that's all it is. It's mental health is as unique as your fingerprint to you. Everybody's mental health is unique, and you can't grade. And that's where we get problems, when people start to try and grade mental health based on, unless you've had this experience or this experience, you can't have. That's not true. And we need to. I don't know whether it's an education thing or it's a generation thing. I don't know, but we've got a lot.
Mixture of both there, mate. The generation and the education.
We've got a lot better. We've got a lot better at it, haven't we? And I think that I believe
now, with the society we're in, and with all the social media and things, that is causing a lot of mental health.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's also giving you a lot of outlet as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got 1 minute you're looking at, for example, we're going to take the fitness industry. You get the girls that are fucking models and what have you, that are constantly training their ass and getting 10,000 fucking followers. And then you get little Miss Ordinary that wants to be like that, can't be like that because she's not trained in the same way, not on the same diet, etc. Oh, I'm depressed now.
But it all comes down to its uniqueness, doesn't it?
It's unique to that person, but then they've then got, for example, hashtag time to talk, for example. She can then see other people that are struggling with the same situations, have a conversation. Oh, now we're mates. Ooh, friends.
I think that I think mental health is. I personally think that I myself have been quite fortunate in the fact that I've never really to yet, and I'm sure that at some point in my career I will have some sort of problem. I've got to that. Look at statistics, and I think that.
Yeah.
But
you're in a job where it's
just
stress.
The job, isn't it? Occasionally,
you're seeing people with all sorts of injuries. Eventually, something will go. And
exactly, it's just a matter of time. And I'm not stubborn enough to say that I'd never be affected by anything, because I will. But
just to stop you there quickly, though, if you ever have those sorts of situations, mate, you're always welcome.
And that's what I mean, and that's what I mean. That's why we live in such a good. It's getting better, because I feel like I have got people to talk. I'd be more than happy to say that I've got a problem if I came across it, because I know for a fact that that's the best way to deal with it.
It took me a while to say it, but as soon as I did, I was fucking so happy that I fucking said it. And I've had people from all aspects, whether it's on fucking Instagram or whatever, have been like, fucking fair play to you. I listened to the podcast. It's fucking good. Cheers for that. I've had Garrett Jones, who's fucking the author of Brothers in Arms. He does the Veteran State of Mind podcast. He's in America. He's an author now. He's mentioned me on his podcast, not by name, cunt, but he said to me, that I was one of the only RAF Red Gunners that he's found that has got a sense of humour, which I thought was quite funny. But those sorts of things, it sort of gives you that little bit of a boost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. And what I would say, from my personal perspective, and I tried to speak to people that I come across with, is that you got to understand, and especially you've touched on the social media side of things. And while I was at uni and stuff, I did look into kind of what is having an effect on the population, and social media is having a big effect on especially young people's mental health. But what I would say is that everybody, and I say this to people, everybody's got a purpose. And I can promise you now, the situation we're in, do you think the virologists that the whole world is looking to now to try and find an anti-vaccine to this virus has 50,000 followers on Instagram? They probably don't. But they're one of the only people on this planet that everybody is now relying on to try and save hundreds of thousands of lives. So everybody's got a purpose. You don't feel that you need. I've got
something to bring up there as well, Lise, for that point. You've got the fucking head of the NHS. I can't remember his name. The bloke's on all the adverts at the minute.
The medical director. Yeah,
that fucking geezer. Apologies, I don't know your name. I'm not very good at that sort of shit. However, he's on every day, fucking adverts upon adverts, with the fucking gen of wash your hands, social distance, stay in your house if you have to. All the shit that Boris has said, he's fucking telling him because he fucking told Boris. And then you get some cunts that are saying, oh, he looks like a fucking pedo or whatever.
I know.
Why have you got to say that? These are the same fucking cunts, mate. I'm going to use the word cunts because they are. They're the same ones that went, oh, Caroline Flack got some shit, didn't she? That's why she hung herself. Yeah, and now you're doing it to the fucking head of the NHS.
And that's what I mean. I think we've all got a responsibility, haven't we? And I think
it's like that whole be kind thing that popped up. Oh, be kind.
Yeah.
Be kind. Because Caroline Flack killed herself. Sure, she did kill herself. Probably through fucking media and all that sort of stuff. She obviously had other mental issues. But now you're doing it to a bloke that's fucking helping to save hundreds and thousands, millions of lives. Yeah. And you're saying that because his appearance isn't good, you're going to give him shit. Are you for real right now? That man is fucking highly educated in the world of medicine.
Yeah.
And you're going to give him shit because he's gone a bit bald on his head and wears glasses or whatever. I don't know if he wears glasses.
I think that's the problem, isn't it, Tommo? Is
fucking
media is very.
It's very much how someone. It's like fucking Boris, for example. Yeah, he's quirky and what have you. He's doing a fucking brilliant job. Yeah, he's got the fucking virus himself, battling through it, soldier. But it's like, oh look, Boris has got stupid hair.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it?
What? No.
In the grand scheme of things,
a fucking Chinese kid.
Yeah.
In a rugby match.
He's. I like Boris. He's got something about him.
I've always liked Boris.
Yeah, he's got.
It's like do you know what I mean? It's very much what someone looks like. If they don't look right.
Definitely.
It's a bit like what's her name? It was before Boris. What was it? Oh, fucking what's her name?
Theresa May.
Yeah. She did all right. She got handed a shit job. She did all right. Didn't do the greatest. Did all right. Oh, she doesn't look right. Oh, so what? Yeah. What politician does look right? They're all asleep in fucking Houses of Commons.
Yeah, I know.
But I pretend that I know what I'm fucking talking about most of the time because I'm part chimp. So.
I think
when it comes to that sort of stuff, I'm quite passionate about it.
Yeah.
When someone who's taken a bit of criticism in his time, like I had 2 videos made about me because I did the fucking press up challenge for the suicide rate, and then I had shit when I first started the thing, first started the podcast. And it's like, and people wonder why others take their own lives and things like that. It's because
I think that's what we need to be understanding of, isn't it? That
It's all
and I
different.
think
It's all perspective, isn't it?
Like we said, Tommo,
it's like they're saying I shouldn't have it. This is from my own experience now. I shouldn't have it because I didn't do MERT or see any real action. That's fine. Also, you don't know what happened previously in my life.
Yeah.
Certain things that I've buried in my life that I won't even mention on the podcast because that's between me and my family. I won't fucking mention that. That's affected me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that I sort of play on this. Sure. I was the bloke that took the fucking radio call when his mate had both of his legs blown off. Yeah, I wasn't there in person. But
yeah.
I was talking to my brother about it on a previous episode.
You've had one, haven't you?
I had a one-on-one with Robbo, and
it's been on, hasn't he, Robbo? Yeah.
It was a good one with Robbo. It was a good one, and I'm gonna get Robbo on again because he's fucking.
Yeah, get him on again.
But do you know what? It's like my brother was trying to, because Darren's a civvy, he always has been. Yeah, he's got me and my old man who are in the military, but he's always a civvy. And he said he was feeling anxious when I was telling him the story that I had to listen and get all the PIN number, what was wrong with him, and then speak to the air desk to get Tricky fucking up and running, and then realised that was a corporal that I served with in Iraq and Kandahar. And it's like, he was my mate. He took me through a lot of things. We went out on the piss together. I can't do anything apart from sit there and go, that's my mate.
Yeah. I think, and the thing is, Tommo, like, you know, you can't, it could be one experience, couldn't it? But nobody can tell
you. You could be perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden, for example, you have to go and deal with an 80-year-old lady, but she reminds you of your nan.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It's what's relatable, isn't it? And I think the thing to remember, Tommo.
There's been several things, niece, and I went to therapy for a bit because I didn't know how to deal with what the fuck was going on with myself. And I was sat with my therapist, and she was like, "Could you talk to me about certain things?" And I brought up the fact that every time that we went out on patrol, whether it was Iraq, Kandahar, or for yourself in Bastion, there's that potential that you could not come back.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go, well, you're in the RAF Reg. Yeah, we actually went outside the wire as much as the fucking banter pages say we didn't. We did.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah.
When I first went to Iraq, I was 21, 22. That's a lot to take in when you're and a lot of people go, well, you're an adult. You're not really. No. You've gone from school, college, maybe, and then you're in the military, so you're a man, but you're not. You're still a boy, really. And you're going outside, and you're like, ooh, I could get into a contact here. As much as exciting as that is, as a soldier, you're like, oh, I kind of want a contact.
Yeah.
It's not until you go home and then you're like, oh, I could have died out there, but I didn't.
Yeah.
You sort of get that survivor guilt.
I think, exactly. And I think you've hit the nail on the head that you've kind of that's your, and the interesting thing is, Tommo, is that that's your take on it, and that's it. Yeah. And that's what about mental health being like a fingerprint. That's your take.
That's my take on it,
and somebody else's take.
Whether people want to give me shit for it is up to them. But the amount of times that I've spoken to Dunny or my brother or Kate and gone, I'm not going to do this podcast anymore because it's pointless. I'm getting shit for no reason, and they've gone, well, no, it's helping you.
Yeah.
If it's helping, and then they say, you started this for you, not for anyone else.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, Yeah, you got a point there.
Definitely.
And like I said, things are in perspective when it comes to mental. Like we've said, it's like a fucking fingerprint in it, or a snowflake.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realise what other people have been through. Like,
Definitely.
for example, before we had, this is one of the first times I've ever spoke about this, actually, apart from in my therapy sessions. Before we had Jess, me and Mrs. lost 3 kids.
Yeah.
And one of them was a set of twins.
Mm.
And I never really dealt with that.
Mm.
I sort of did man mode. I'll bottle that in.
Yeah.
To make sure my missus is okay. As long as she's okay, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
But in theory, I've lost 3 kids before I had my eldest.
Yeah.
And it's like,
again, that's the thing, isn't it, Tommo? That's a prime example of why you should never judge somebody for,
exactly. It's like I got judged pretty rapidly as soon as I sent out the Planet Zero. It was fucking rapid. It's like you don't know me, and it's like, well, and then they're saying you, not you. I was playing on size death. I was like, no, I wasn't. I'm saying he's killed himself because he can't deal with his demons. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's more about you kind of accepting that that's the last thing we want to happen to anybody, isn't it? And I think that's why it's so important.
Especially someone that's close to all of us.
Yeah, I think
I was a good mate to myself, to you, to anyone that was on.
Yeah, everyone on the squadron. I think we're quite close, really. Everyone's kind of interlinked, aren't they? And I mean that's why it's important that everyone talks. And I think that you've developed a platform for people to talk, and it's good that you're getting people from kind of every walk of life. You've got like UFC fighters on there. You've got ex-military. You've got ex-navy. You've got and it's good for people to, because it's always good to have somebody to relate to, isn't it? I think, well, God, if that guy can
do it, I'm not just. It started off, Nate. So I'm not gonna lie, mate. It started off as a platform for me to. It was more of a journey and a journal because. Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier, I struggle to write things down. I can write things down, whether it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's more of my journey and my journal. That's why I started it. And then it started to grow a bit more than that. And then I had a fucking Manchester United fucking women's player on the other week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean? Yeah, it's incredible. And that's what
I get. How did you get these people on? I'll fucking ask them.
Yeah.
What can they do? They say no. Okay, brilliant. I'll phone up Neason and see if he wants to come on the podcast.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's about, and what started as a platform for you is turned into something, where you're getting other people on all walks of life. Everyone's giving their story. I think there's so many people on your podcast now. Everyone's got someone to relate to on your podcast, one way or another. So I think I think keep going on with it, Tommo. It's only going to get bigger, isn't it?
Well, that's not. It is the goal, but not the goal.
But the thing is,
if it gets bigger, it gets bigger.
The bigger it gets, the more people you get out to, don't you? And
yeah, that's what I want to do, is get as many people listening as possible. For me, it's not for me to be, that's Tommo, the fucking podcaster.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is what it is. If I get more people listening and taking what I say, what you say, whoever my guest is, whether it's you, my brother, fucking Mason Jones, who is Cage Warriors champion now, just saying, whoever it may be, it is what it is, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
I quite like coming down to the shed, having a conversation with people I like to talk to, having a whiskey, and talking shit for fucking hours.
That's what it's about, isn't it? If you want to listen,
mate. It is. It's like I had a bloke on weeks ago that I didn't actually release the podcast because it was though he didn't really understand what was going on. And it was the most awkward podcast I've ever done. I'm not going to name him because that's jackish shit. But put it this way, my brother left halfway through because he didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
It was awkward. It wasn't a conversation. It wasn't like me and you having a chat.
Yeah.
It was
a bit, yeah.
If we weren't talking about him or her, him, he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he'd come out abrupt and ask us question like, why isn't this about this? It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I think you've got the wrong end of the stick here. I haven't asked you on so that I can interview you. It's not fucking. I'm not on MTV. I'm not having a fucking interview.
It's just a conversation, isn't it? And
it's
that's
just
what
a chat, mate. You know what I mean?
It's just a conversation. But no, I think you're doing a good job, Tommo, and you need to keep it up. And hopefully the podcast gets a bit bigger. You get to reach out to a few more people.
That's the goal, mate. That's the goal. But more importantly, we're having another whiskey. I don't give a fuck if I'm riding my bike fucking drunk in the morning, mate. Hopefully the fucking football match goes ahead because I've got you on the fucking wing.
Mate, get me on the wing, mate. I've still got a bit of I've got a good 45 minutes in me. Can't guarantee any more, Tommo. I'll bring the DP, mate.
I think
everybody. The DP will pull a good 10 minutes out for me.
It's so funny, mate. It's so funny.
Chris Dunn reckons he's decent, doesn't he? He talks a good game, doesn't he?
Dunny,
I'm expecting
big things. Listening because Dunny has been waiting for this episode for ages. Dunny, you're not as good as you think you are.
I'll tell you what, Chris Dunn, I'm expecting big things. I'm going to give you, Tommo, the best 45 minutes of any Sunday League footballer. Mate, but after that, I can't guarantee what's going to go on.
Dunny thinks he's playing the whole 80 minutes. He's in for a shock, mate.
30 now. Shipper's flipping. Shipper, I don't know. Is Shipper playing?
No, he's not, mate. He fucking called it quits, mate.
Did he? Is he hung the
because basically, so we got Brooksy.
Yeah. Brooksy's going to be
he's a decent goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Right, and we did, at the time, we had Dan Gentry.
Mate, Dan Gentry's in decent shape. I think, you know what I mean?
He's in decent shape, and he's also a decent goalkeeper. But however, he's pulled out through work reasons. My old man, bearing in mind he's 69.
Yeah, but he's probably an absolute fucking pounder.
He's fat. But he, technically wise, I'm going to give him this credit. He's Premier League standard goalkeeper.
He's decent.
He played Air Force Combined Services, Kidderminster Harriers. He had trials with fucking Villa, Chelsea, West. My old man, right, blow smoke up his ass. He's a fucking top quality goalkeeper. He's 69 now. He's lost it. His back's gone from parachuting. His knees are gone. He's going to last about 5 minutes. But I put the list out of Brooksy, Gentry, and my old man, and Shipper went, "Is it full size goals?" I went, "Yeah," and he went, "I ain't playing it."
What was Shipper? Shipper was expecting the five-a-side Power League, wasn't he? I think it's like
Power League. Dan Shipper right double gen Power League, five-a-side. Dan Shipper in goal. You won't get a better keeper.
Really?
He is fucking brilliant.
Mate,
he stays it with his fucking face, mate. With his face. He had concussion about 8 times playing in that Power League. Mate,
no,
I've had some fucking brilliant things, right? So we've got Broster. He's going to play.
I think Broster's decent. Technically,
I think he's a decent player. I played against Broster in the charity match for 15 Squadron, and I two-footed him on like crotch.
Yeah.
Area. And he went, I told him before the game, when you come near me, I'm going to kick you so hard you're going to not come near me again. And we went in the bar afterwards. He went, "Tommo, you hit me fucking hard." I went, "I told you I would." What do you expect?
I tell you, decent. Robbie Priddle used to be Robbie Priddle's like.
If I had Priddle's number, I would have texted him and said, "Do you want to play?"
We need to get him on the team.
He's a shit hot forward. Lockie, who is playing up front.
Lockie's decent.
Mate, he sent me his. He's playing in what Saturday or Sunday league. He sent me his stats. He sent me his stats, mate.
He's got stats.
Yeah. He's top scorer in Middlesbrough. Fucking.
Is he?
He's fucking shit hot as well. So it's going to be me and Lockie up front. I'm shit up front, but I'm the captain, so I can play where I want.
You do what you want, don't you?
My brother is a fucking decent player. He played in the Welsh Premier League for some fucking Welsh team, but he's a good player, my brother. Tom Bevan is one of the best midfielders I've ever seen. He had trials with Cardiff and all sorts. Yeah, I went to college with Tom Bevan. He's a fucking top lad. Chalky White, who's playing centre half, he's a fucking nutcase. So he might get sent off.
Oh, mate. What a team.
Who else have I got? Mate, no word of a lie, I have got Brad One Punch Pickett, a.k.a. UFC legend, a pioneer of British MMA.
Where's he playing?
He's playing wherever the fuck he wants because he was.
I was going to say, mate, you can have it.
But when I had him on the podcast, mate, he is literally Double Jenny told me he could play any sport and he was good at it. And he said he was really high up. He was a high up player in football. He just happened to be very good at fighting people. I was like, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Fair enough.
If it fucking takes place, whether it's this year or next year, it's gonna be fucking shit up.
It'll be good, mate. It'll be.
I can't remember what number I've given you. I think it might be 11.
11. That'll do. Put me on the wing, Tommo. I've got 45 minutes of decent performance in me. After that, I'm probably gonna flag. But I'll bring some oranges, mate. I'll bring the deep heat. Have a rub down at half time, mate. You know. Hopefully, the deep heat will pull me for another 10 minutes.
Mate, the original goal, unfortunately, the original goal was because obviously it was on a Sunday. And that's either the day of the Euros final, or the day after the Euro final. So either way, it was going to be a fucking hell of a piss up.
Yeah, it'd be good.
But
good.
I'm just going to say this now: it's going to be a hell of a piss up anyway. So. Me and my brother have already been in comms, so coming. My old man's going to be there anyway. He fucking will drink anyone under the table. And I mean anyone. Do you remember when we went to CAF and we had the flight due?
Yeah.
Yeah. How late did you stay up?
I can't even remember, Tommy.
Yeah. Well, me and my old man stayed up until 6:30 the next morning drinking whiskey in the bar.
That's decent.
My mum, who was there at the time they were still together, she fell asleep in the Corsa. Yeah, in the Corsa. Well, because my dad fell asleep at about 7:30, snoring his head off in the bedroom.
Brilliant.
Me and my missus had a struggle fight to get to the toilet. She was pregnant with Jess. I had morning sickness. I had whiskey sickness.
Brilliant.
Fucking what a night out that was, mate. That was a good night out. But it will be similar to that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it should be good. It'd be good laugh.
With my brother there, it can be very messy.
Yeah.
There'll be some drinking games. It'll be fucking brilliant, mate.
It'd be a good laugh, though, wouldn't it? It'd be a good laugh.
I think we'll need it after this, whatever this is.
Oh, yeah. The pandemic, yeah. It'd be a good blowout after it, wouldn't it?
Oh, mate, it's a strange one, though, isn't it? This fucking pandemic.
It is, mate. It is indeed. But we'll get through it, though. That's the most important thing.
We will. I
believe
that we'll get through this, but it's just the fact that it went from fucking China got a fucking
exactly. It's
like SARS. It's like SARS again. They got their mask. Oh shit!
It's on your doorstep.
I've got no toilet roll.
Yeah, run out of Andrex. Yeah. We'll get through it though, Tommy. We'll come out the other ends, and it'll be fun.
I saw earlier that there's going to be 100,000 tests or something.
100,000 tested, yeah. So they're trying to. I don't know how many. Well, I mean, at the moment, I think we're going up to 25,000 a day. I think that's the capacity what they've got.
You been tested yet?
I think they're trying to up that to 100,000. Yeah. At the moment, the testing's been quite stringent as to who they test.
I thought that, right, and this is me being absolute conspiracy theorist with the testing. Like, so obviously Boris has been tested, he got it. Charlie Boy's got it, and then you get all the famous people like fucking Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Fucking up on fucking Instagram and Twitter. I've got it, but I ain't got no symptoms. It was like, how are you getting all these tests?
Yeah, I know. That's what I think. There's been a lot in the media about that, hasn't there? I think.
And do you know what I hate the most for all this? Obviously, you get like they had on. I was listening to Radio 1 because they had their fucking sing along and all that shit, and I was like, oh, that would be a bit upbeat. But every news story was, we've had the highest rise in deaths. 500 cases or whatever it was. It's like, all right, are you guys going to report on the cases that have gone through it and they're all right?
Yeah, I think the problem we've got with the numbers is that they're publishing confirmed. So they're publishing how many patients have been tested and how many of that cohort of patients that have been tested have died. But what they can't get the data for is that there's probably a lot of people at home that have become symptomatic but then have just self-medicated, stayed at home and come out the end of it. So it's quite difficult to
because correct me if I'm wrong, it's very similar to the flu, isn't it?
It's near enough identical, mate. It's near enough identical, and that's the thing, is that to differentiate, say, your seasonal influenza to COVID-19, you probably need a swab, or a chest X-ray. But
so I was trying to, because I've been trying to sort of say that to the missus, and she's like, "Well, this, and this." And it's like, "What? Stop reading the fucking media. Stop reading the fucking Carol from Facebook."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
If you look at the symptoms list, when it comes to fucking the cold.
Yeah.
And flu and then COVID-19.
Yeah.
They're almost identical. And it's because they're from the same. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm part chimp, but they're all part of the same family, aren't they?
Yeah, so coronavirus is just a flu virus. And why it's called COVID-19 is because it's the 19th strain of influenza that they found. Yeah.
Because I've been trying to explain that to people, and they're like, they look at me as though I'm talking fucking Swahili.
No.
It's like, no, you might have a common cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is part of the coronavirus. And they're like, well, no, they're talking about the coronavirus on the internet. It's like,
yeah,
I know I'm part Hmong, but fuck me.
No, you just need to.
I've got a tickly cough. I've had a tickly cough for a while.
Exactly, yeah.
I haven't had fucking. I haven't got a high temperature. I haven't had this, and this. And I was saying to the missus, I was like, I've had flu before. And she was like, right. And I was like, yeah. I started to hallucinate. This is genuine now. This is genuine. I hallucinated that I had a monkey butler that was serving me my lemsip. It was my mum serving me my lemsip. But I was that fucked.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was what. And I
if
was
you
like,
have flu, they say you've had it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was in agony for fucking days. And I was like, some of these people are like having a cough.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that we have, at this moment in time, we have to take this precaution. For example, my niece had a cough at school. She coughed at school and got sent home to be put in isolation for 2 weeks because she coughed.
Yeah.
And I was like, certain things you've got to think.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not like she can then. It's not like she can cough, be sent home, have a test, and go, "Are you all right?"
Yeah.
It's no, you've got a cough.
Oh, yeah.
Off.
Yeah. No, it's.
But at the minute, I can fully understand that.
Yeah, I think the most important
thing is
thing
this fucking monstrosity.
Yeah, just
as much as I took the piss on the fucking Gunner's page, as much as I take the piss in real life, it is a fucking. It's a killer.
Yeah, definitely.
And we wouldn't be fucking in this situation if it was like fucking SARS, swine flu, bird flu, which sort of came up and disappeared.
Yeah, they weren't.
This is gone. This is a different level, and
yeah,
and a lot of people got to understand that.
No.
Me for one, I was like whatever at
the
start, definitely. And now I'm like, oh shit.
Definitely, yeah, exactly, because it's on your doorstep now, isn't it? You didn't, but no, just be sensible. I think, follow the NHS England website, and yeah, a lot of the time people are just self-medicating at home, self-isolate, and it's not affecting them too much. But to like you said though, to differentiate between influenza and the COVID-19, because the symptoms are so identical, really. You just need to have a swab, but and that's the only way of differentiating. So if somebody says to you, I think I've had it, that you can think that you've had it, and you might be right, you might be wrong, but there's no definitive way of saying you've had it or you haven't if you haven't been tested.
Yeah,
and that's
a big thing, and a lot of people will probably go, "Well, how can I get tested?" It's like, it sounds fucking silly, but at the end of the day, when you've got the flu, I know a lot of people say it's not the fucking flu. I know, I'm aware that it's not the flu, but when you've got the flu, you stay at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you go to the doctor and they go, "You've got the flu. You've got to go home."
Yeah. Exactly.
We are, as human beings, we are fragile in those sorts of things. However, we are also quite strong in the fact that our antibodies, if we haven't got any underlying health issues, we'll smash it at some point. It might take a fucking day. It might take 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
You can stop me if I'm wrong, Lenny's.
No, definitely. I think if you're young, healthy, fit, have no underlying health conditions, then the vast majority of people in that situation just have quite mild symptoms and they self-recover. I think it's more kind of the thing that we need to be aware of is that although you're fit, young, and healthy, and the probabilities you won't really have any problems with it is that you're a carrier of it, and
that's the big thing, isn't it? Exactly. It's more the carrier. So I could be quite fit and healthy, and I go and visit my nan who is in a care home at the minute. Bearing in mind, right? I'm gonna fucking say this now. My nan, we need to fucking take whatever gene she's got and bottle it. So 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even 5 years ago, she was diagnosed with breast and bone cancer and given 3 months to live.
Yeah. And she's still here.
5 years ago. Still here.
Still here, yeah. Incredible, aren't they?
But anyway, so I might have it. I'm not going to go and visit my nan of 90 years old and go, "You're right, nan."
No, definitely not. No.
Just in case. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the big thing. It's like I saw a group of lads when I was driving home. They were riding their bikes together. And they were literally like pretty much next to each other, and it's like, at the minute, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yes, I understand you're bored, but can you not go and play Fortnite or something?
Yeah, exactly. I think
just for the minute. Just for the minute. It's just, not hard. Yeah. We're not asking you to strap on your fucking helmet, get your IW, and go and do a patrol.
No, exactly.
We're not asking you to do that. We're asking you to stay at home and play on your fucking computer.
Yeah. I think
Mummy and Daddy might have to pay a bit extra at the minute because It's all a bit of a struggle with the economic society and etc. I'm a big part of that in a minute because my missus is self-employed, so she doesn't get her shit until fucking June. So we're relying on my fucking thingy, my wage. But that's not a problem. Girls, if you need to get on the iPad, go and do what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can we go out? Yeah. Where do you want to go? We'll go for a walk. That's fine. We'll go for a walk.
Yeah.
I took the girls to play football yesterday.
Yeah. You're still, that's absolutely fine because you're still socially isolating yourself. You know
what I mean? It's like you don't need to. Yes, we can all be as a family. I can go give a group hug to my family that's in my house.
Yeah.
We have not been right. Bearing in mind, this is difficult for my missus. We're very close to her side of the family, right? Yeah. And that was one of the main reasons why I left the military was through Kate's depression. You know, I was like, I can't put her through that anymore. So that's why we moved to Kent. But she's very family orientated. And yes, we only live down the road, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She goes from seeing her mum every day, more or less every day, seeing her mum and her dad. Yes, he phones her up and has FaceTimes, but it's a big difference from going from the girls, for example, on a Saturday, will go to Nanny and Granddad's. Now they can't.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Everybody's making.
We've got to make the sacrifice, and I've been trying to say to the girls to make them feel a little bit better, but also not better. We are living history at the minute. This will be taught in schools.
Yeah.
Exactly. What happened during the COVID-19 outbreak? Oh, my mummy and daddy did this, and this. My daddy was a key worker. My daddy sat in the shed having a conversation with a bloke that was a paramedic in the NHS. You can listen to this on iTunes as we speak.
It's get a plug. Yeah, you're right, Tommo. Everyone's having to sacrifice, aren't they? I think it's just about being sensible. And the fact of the matter is, if everybody plays their part, we'll come out the other end not as.
I fully believe that. And I like to think that this will be done with by the time we can potentially play our football match. However, that is best case scenario. Worst case scenario, it takes a bit longer.
Exactly. Just
eventually we will find not a cure for it, but a vaccine or whatever it is, like the flu.
Exactly. I think just take each day as it comes, Tommo, and just do your bit. I think everybody needs to do their bit, and I think that's the important bit. No, like you said, you're not asking people to do a great deal other than just be sensible, socially distance themselves. That's all you're asking, isn't it? And it's not a great deal.
You're not. It's like I said a second ago. It's not like we're asking you, niece, put your body armor on, put your fucking helmet on, get your Valen. You're going down a vulnerable point. You're checking for IDs. Go. No, we're not asking you to do that. We're asking you to sit on your couch, watch the telly, watch fucking Holly Willoughby in a massive jugs on fucking This Morning. And, right, no word of a lie, right, this is Jen now. My missus has fizzed more since this fucking lockdown has happened than ever before. Because, right, she's got nothing else to do. And me personally, I'm quite an active person. At the minute, I'll let myself go a little bit, whatever. But I've always told her, when you're on your days off, why don't you go do something? Why don't you do your fucking exercise on the Xbox, on YouTube or whatever? She's like, no, I can't bother. Now, she's taking the girls out for PE.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughters are doing PE with her. Do you know
what I mean? It's good.
There's always a silver lining in every
quality. Yeah, exactly.
And she's even saying to me, "Oh, can you see the difference?" I'm like, oh, fuck it. To be fair, I can.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, she's not a small chick. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh fucking hell, yeah.
Decent. And that's what I mean. And it comes back to what you said, doesn't it? I've never seen as many people running as I've seen the last couple of weeks.
Mate.
No.
Mate, I work in a small it's sort of a village town sort of area. So it's a very strange place where I work. It's called Kings Hill in Kent. So there's a load of businesses. It's like a commercial area, and on the outskirts is the residential area.
Yeah.
They're all of money, mate.
Yeah.
Or money, mate. And I mean, like, they're £1 million houses, and you'd look at it and go, is it though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd go there and you'd be driving around and you'd be opening up the businesses and whatnot, and it'd be like nothing. But now you're driving around, you're like, fucking, there's a runner. There's a fucking runner.
Yeah.
What? It's mad, mate.
Yeah. I know.
But
I know.
I had a bit of a Barney, whether he's listening or not, I don't give a fuck. With my manager today.
Yeah.
So originally he told me to do. We do patrols anyway of the area, and when the outbreak first happened, he said make sure you do it in your vehicle. Don't get out unnecessarily.
Yeah.
In case, which fair play. I agree with that. Today he told me, why aren't you getting out to do the tag points? And I was like, well, you told me not to. You told me to stay in the vehicle as much as I can, as long as I'm showing a presence. That's the main thing. He was like, no, we've got to show that you're doing your job. And I was like, you saying I'm not doing my job?
Yeah.
And I had a Barney with him, and he was like, he was not getting my point. The fact that he told me to stay in the vehicle to stop this contamination or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, no, you can go into the buildings and tag the points. And I was like, well, I don't know that building's clean. He went, well, it has been cleaned. I went, yeah, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
He wasn't understanding my point of view. And it was like, I wanted to go, well, that's all well and good. You're doing your job from home.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm working.
Yeah.
Work.
Out with the public. Yeah.
And but I didn't actually say that. It's one of those moments where you think you want to go, I wish I'd said that. But I know that if I did say that would have gone down like a shit sandwich. Like if you say something to the boss and you're like, wish I hadn't have said that.
So when you say it in the moment, you think, oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. I had many of those moments.
I know.
Apparently, according to fucking shipper, and probably the most of the flight, I caused a fucking mutiny.
When was this?
In fucking Kandahar. I was like, I didn't cause a mutiny. Apparently, because of Alpha Multiple were doing stag, all of us from the boss downwards, but Bravo wasn't, and I refused to eat with the hierarchy at Bob Luke in the tent. I caused a mutiny. I was like, are you joking? I was like, no.
That's brilliant.
That wasn't the case. I was a bit pissed off, but I never caused a mutiny.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
That's for fucking. I would get charged or something for that.
I was going to say that a mutiny is a big word, isn't it? It's a strong word, that mutiny. A strong word.
How's your missus cope with you doing all these shifts then?
Oh, good, really. Quite understanding. I think because it's so. I mean, at the end of the day, my job is my job, and you can imagine, being a paramedic and then going, hang on a minute, I ain't doing this. You're kind of pointless, aren't you? Why did you ever? So I think more than ever now, I think people need, and I think their understanding of it. I mean, but if ever you're needed as a profession, it's now. Like there's never been more demand.
100%.
So
it's
I think.
I'll give you. I'll stop you there just before you fucking carry on. Sorry. My missus, because I've had a few times where I've sat in a shed.
Yeah.
And waited for someone to do an interview, and they haven't turned up for whatever reason, but they haven't given me a reason.
Yeah.
And I've gone in and I've been a bit fucking pissed off because I've wasted a day or a night waiting for someone to have an interview. And I've gone in and Kate's gone, "What's happened?" I went, "Oh, it's all right." She was like, What's the matter?" I went, "I'm not pissed off." I went, "I haven't been able to have because I've fucking wanted this conversation with you for fucking ages."
Yeah.
And she's like, are you annoyed? I went, "No, I'm not annoyed. I 100% understand why."
Yeah.
He sent me a photo of him still in his fucking mask and his scrubs or whatever you were wearing. I went, "I'm not annoyed at that. I'm annoyed because I want to get Neason's point of view of what's going on."
Yeah.
So that
Definitely.
whoever's listening to this podcast at whatever time can understand what's going on. I went, "I'm not annoyed. I'm annoyed because I want to talk to my mate."
Yeah.
That's why I'm annoyed. I went, "But his job is his job. I'm not annoyed at his job."
Yeah. I've
had certain people where I've gone, "Oh, fuck them."
Yeah.
That pissed me off. Like one of the ladies from SAS Who Dares Wins.
Yeah.
Who just didn't turn up and then tried to apologise to me weeks after, saying, "Oh, sorry, I've only just seen your message." It's like, well, you haven't.
Yeah.
That's bollocks.
Yeah, exactly. I think
you sent me a message and went, "Look, mate, and you sent me like the face mask and everything. I was like, I understand that. That's fine because I haven't got. To be fair, that was my night off, going on to my day off. So I was fine anyway. I was quite happy sitting in the bed drinking whiskey on my own.
Exactly.
But I wasn't like with other guests that have just chinned me off. I knew you haven't done it out of malice or you haven't forgotten, because that's annoying if you've forgotten because you put it in the diary. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? You're working and you're fucking doing a job.
Yeah. I think
some of these people are personal trainers or they're cage warriors fighters. They're not even upper echelon of celebrities. It's like, chill out. You're not important.
Yeah.
My mate niece, who is important at the minute, always important, not just at the minute. But that's kind of that sounded wrong. You had a genuine excuse, and that's why I was saying to the missus, I went, "Niece had a genuine excuse. It's not like he's gone, fuck off, Tommo, fuck you."
It's been pretty much like that for the past I'd say 10 days. It's been pretty.
I 100% understand, mate, because you even said, you went, "Oh, I'm ready for it, Tommo." "Oh, sorry, mate, I can't."
It's annoying. Yeah,
and then I'm like, well, of course you've done an extra shift. Of course you have. Because because if I was in your shoes, I would do exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's no comparison to what you're going through, but I did exactly the same, where I covered a shift today.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He's got symptoms of this the COVID-19. He's got the symptoms for it, and I've had a phone call saying, "Tommo, can you do this shift?" I couldn't do yesterday, which I know I need a day off. I'll do the next day. I'll do 5 in a row. I'll have a day off. I'll do another 5 in a row. That's fine. As long as I've got a day off.
Yeah.
I could handle that.
Yeah, definitely.
I might be a bit fucking grumpy and a bit pissed off, but at this moment in time, with the uncertainty, especially with Kate not working, I need this fucking overtime.
Exactly. You just have to do what you got to do, don't you?
Yeah, definitely, mate. 100%. And hats off to you, niece. You're always my boy.
I'm just a small cog, mate, in a massive machine. That's all I am. But everyone's got their part to play at the end of the day.
No. I'm going to go for a good piss.
Yeah, go for it.
And I'll be right back.
All right.
Too much whiskey, mate.
Too much whiskey?
Yeah. I'm definitely driving the car tomorrow, mate. longest piss ever.
I was gonna say, mate, you went stacked it outside, have you?
It's still going, mate.
Still going?
Oh, done.
Good.
I can guarantee something for you right now, Granite Zero listeners. That when I go in, my missus will say something along the lines of, "You'd never do this if you weren't doing a podcast." as in staying up, because it's like nearly fucking 10:30 almost. But she's like, it'll be funny. But I was gonna say something a second, and it just popped into my fucking head, mate.
What was it?
Luke Neason, right? Listeners of the Ground Zero podcast, is the benchmark.
The benchmark.
Do you not remember me saying that?
No.
We were doing a test of the GPMG.
Oh, okay.
And it was all the skills and drills, and you had the fastest time.
I used to love a gym.
No word of a lie. It started off with me, and I was the fucking benchmark, mate. I was like, no one is beating Tommo and the fucking GPMG drills. And then Neason popped up, smashed the fucking lot of me.
I used to love a gympy, mate. I'll tell you that.
Well, apparently you love fucking fucking beards, GPMG.
Oh god, yeah. That patrol was an absolute lick. I've got a photo from that photo. Have you saw the photo after that patrol? And Hack's hair. Honestly, I've never saw anything like it. It's like this.
Is that
there.
I might have that photo. I'll have to put it up on
Yeah, put it up. It was
I'll put it up. Is that the one where fucking we're all sat by the wall and there's a few of them with a fag?
Yeah.
I think fucking Ramos has got fucking massive hair as well.
Hack's in it. I'm in it. You're in it. Hammy's in it. Who else was in it?
I've definitely got it now.
Ian Ramsey was in it.
Yeah.
It was. Do you know when we went? What happened was we got flown out in those Black Hawks, dropped off.
So, yes. So and that was. We had the before photo. We're all in
the Black Hawk.
You
said before.
Fucking alley as fuck.
The Black Hawks before, and then that photo was at the end of the patrol. It was a lick. I remember it was fucking. I thought the helicopters were taking us back.
So did I, mate.
And then it was
walking back.
I know. I thought.
Hack snapped the ECM fucking antenna.
We had the ECM.
I snapped the fucking Valen in half. I snapped the Valen in half, climbing over a fence and slipped off. And landed on my back and snapped it in half.
Oh mate, it was an absolute lick, that patrol. It was alright though.
Did you ever wear your kit afterwards?
Weigh it or wear it?
Weigh it.
Oh, weigh it? No.
Because there was a scale in fucking. It was either at Fob Luke or somewhere else. I can't remember where. There was definitely a scale, and I weighed my kit, like including my fucking UGL and my fucking Osprey, 135 pounds.
Yeah, it was quite.
That's like a 9-stone person.
Yeah. It was. I think that's what I mean when you look at the distance, you think that's not too bad, but then when you bring in the type of ground you're moving across and the weight, it's a. I used to remember it used to be on patrol. Do you remember when you used to get people doing the old bending down to take some weight off the shoulders and then coming back up? You remember? Yeah. You would stop, wouldn't you?
All right, what are you doing? I'm just taking a minute. I'm all right.
I remember I used to stop. I used to think, just bend down, bit of weight off the shoulders.
Do you know what? Me and Shipper talk about this all the time. Do you know what we love the most? Is the fact that you took the GPMG off Beard, and apparently he was a machine gunner.
I know. I think there were some of the lads were pissed about that, weren't they? I can't even remember what happened, but I remember I ended up with that Jimpy.
He was hanging out,
didn't I?
He turned to the boss and went, "I can't carry this anymore." And we were like, we were almost at the gate.
Probably, yeah. I don't think we were.
We're we're at that little coochie camp that was just that. It was about 3K, possibly a bit further from the gates.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll have it.
I'd had the because I did have the LMG.
But he didn't take your LMG. I think Shipper took your LMG and B took Dan's rifle.
Yeah, something like that. I know.
Like, what the fuck is going on? So I remember I used to get licked out all the time because I was carrying the fucking UGL. I was like, my rifle is fucking heavy as shit.
Yeah.
But then I would think it's not as heavy as the LMG or the Jimpy, so I'm all right.
Yeah, the Jimpy was a bit of a beast, but no, I used to like that gun. It was good.
Oh, it's sexy, wasn't it?
Sexy gun that was.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, I showed the missus the video of you.
I've got that video. I know. Yeah, I've got the video on that. I'm just out on the range, just blatting
on the range, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
The best part of that video, mate, is you cocking. Whether it's I can't remember if it's the Jimpy or the LMG. I think it's the LMG, isn't it?
It must be, yeah, it was the LMG, yeah.
Your LMG in it, and you cock it, and I go, give it big licks, niece, and you get a stoppage straight away.
Oh, that was it, yeah. That was it, yeah. I've got those videos on my laptop, yeah.
Fucking brilliant, mate.
Stoppage! Yeah. It was Chumba, wasn't it? I think it was Chumba on the range of us.
Yeah.
We were airbursting. We was airbursting UGL.
Yes, we were doing all sorts, mate.
Yeah.
Gangster shooting the fucking SIG.
Yeah, do you remember the SIG? Yeah.
Me and Clarky.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Mate, me and Clarky would have fucking hours of fun in the old Tower 1 at Bob Luke.
Oh, with the wind-up radios.
Yeah. Me, I got to 9.15 seconds taking my SIG apart and putting it back together.
Did you?
Yes, mate.
I remember you used to get onto the towers, and then everyone would be like, "Oh, turn to whatever channel on your personal roll on your PRR." You used to turn to it, and then do you remember somebody had quiz cards?
Yes,
we were doing the fucking quiz as we were on stag. Someone would be like, "Oh, this is." I don't know. I don't know who had the quiz cards. Somebody had the quiz cards anyway.
I can't remember who had the quiz cards, but it was good.
Yeah,
right. So the other thing from the tower, I've got the greatest ever photo from Bob Luke, and that was the mortars sending up either a loom or a HE. I can't remember what they were fucking firing at. Well, I've got the picture of them putting it in and the fucking fire coming out.
Yeah.
And I've got the 3 blokes that were there fucking doing whatever their fucking mortars do. I've got that photo. Well, I took that photo, should I say. I can't remember who's got it. I think it might be Taft Davies, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
They've got that photo, and I was like,
I took
that photo.
There was some good photos from the mortars, definitely.
I've got a couple of me and Shipper doing the 60mm.
Yeah, 60mm was alright. We used to take that on tesserals, didn't we?
I fucking love the 60mm, mate.
I tell you what, it was vicious though, mate. I'll take your knee off. That would have. You weren't careful.
I fucking IDF the fucking Coochie village with that. I didn't pull the pin, did I?
Oh god! Was it a loom round?
Yeah, a loom round. I didn't pull the pin. The boss is coming up. There's no loom going off. And then Hammy went to me. He went, "Tommo, you pulling the pin?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm not pulling the pin. He was like, "Oh right."
Oh, brilliant.
Hey, how mad was fucking Stoney?
Oh, Stoney was nuts, wasn't he? Stoney.
Was you BFA when he was sending us to the fucking hospitals?
No, I didn't do that. No.
So when we were going through pre-deployment with calf, he would send us to hospital so we could get trauma. I'm going to say initialized. That's not the right fucking word.
Some exposure.
So me and Scotty B went to fucking Bury St Edmunds fucking hospital on a fucking Thursday, I think. And we got there and we were like, what do you want us to do? And they went, oh, you can help us to triage for a bit. All right. Nothing happened. Then we went to X-ray, and a little look at some broken arms and legs through X-ray. And they went, oh, nothing's going to happen. You might as well go home. It's like,
what a great day, yeah.
Brilliant day. Cheers for that. But it's one of those that it's lucky that you're with the military, because otherwise you wouldn't have got paid.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. It's decent.
It's fucking madness. Some of the things that we fucking get up to.
It was that's what I mean about when you look back at it. I can't, like, unless you were there.
You would have been there for the greatest LAC boxing.
Which one was this?
The one where that fucking corporal got laid out.
Oh, yeah, I remember it. But who was it? It was they'd had a barbecue or something, hadn't they? And then
it was a huge barbecue. There was a proper LAC boxing.
Yeah.
It was Hunt.
Yeah, Hunt was decent though, mate. He was like, Hunt was tasty.
Mate,
yeah.
Good boxer, mate.
Good boxer.
He fought one of the corporals that always rides a pedal bike, push bike. His mind's gone out my head. He was on basic training for like ever. And he went, I'll fight him. And he got laid out, mate.
That's brilliant.
But I remember the most boring LAC boxing match ever was Jemison versus someone. And I call him Discount Dunn because he looks like Chris Dunn but isn't. I can't remember his name. That's annoying. Chrissy Dunn, if you are listening, you'll remember the name. But they did the most. It was like a tactical boxing match. But you're like, it's supposed to be LAC boxing where you're supposed to just windmill.
Yeah, it's going, don't you? Yeah.
And I was like saying to Jemison, I went, you need to throw your right hand, mate, because he's not blocking anything. Just throw your right hand. And he was like, oh, I can't do that, mate. It's like, but you can.
Just get on with it and do it.
Just fucking knock him out with you so we can all carry on with our barbecue.
You just want your food. Someone's getting knocked out so you can get on with the food.
Oh, mate, how brilliant was fucking Block Life, though?
Block Life was good.
Was you in 71?
No, which one was the Heartbreak Hotel? Was that
I was 71, wasn't it?
71, I wasn't in 71. I think I was in the one opposite Busby's.
Yeah, you was in the that was my block when I was on basic training.
Was it? I was in that.
The room 71 was Heartbreak Hotel. 71.
71, yeah. I can still tell you the room.
I was downstairs, literally by the front door. That was my room. I had a fridge and everything, mate. I don't want fucking.
Oh, mate, sweat. I had a fish tank at one point.
Oh, it's fucking sweat, mate.
Sweat, mate.
Fucking brilliant. I remember fucking drop kicking through Danny Ritchie's room because he locked himself out. I don't know how he locked himself out.
He locked himself out his room.
A fucking block party, and I drop kicked myself through. Fucking madness, mate.
That was brilliant.
I ended up buying right. No, at the same night, this Man United shirt with the fucking with the autographs on it.
Where'd you get that from?
It was in a frame.
Oh, you broke the frame
during a few moves. Moves of house. The frame broke.
Oh,
but yeah, I bought that for £100. It probably isn't even worth that.
I was going to say, yeah, what's it worth?
But it was one of those. It was one of those nights, mate. Brilliant nights in the block.
Brilliant. I miss that life, mate, in a way.
Mate,
but
the whole. That's what I miss most. Was I've always said it's always the lack of identity that I had when I left.
Yeah.
Your camera's gone off, mate.
Was it?
What are you doing?
There we go. I'm back on.
Checking his messages, isn't he?
Checking my messages. Speaking messages.
Yeah, it was the lack of identity, the lack of purpose.
Yeah.
But it's also that lack of camaraderie.
No, I know, and I think that's
because I went from living at Barnum, which was the best ever.
I lived at Barnum.
Never lived at Barnum, mate.
I lived. The mess was good.
Yeah, mess was brilliant. When we went to Barnum, mate, when we first got to 15 Squadron, we were going for field gunners. Barnum was the best.
Yeah.
Mate, we'd have block parties. We'd have fucking. You'd go out on the piss. I stole Patson. God bless his soul. He died in a fucking motorbike accident. I stole his car and pushed it past the guardrail. I don't even know where I pushed it, mate. But that's just what happened. And there was things like fucking Scotty B would shoot Boz with a fucking air rifle at the end of the fucking whatever. Boz would have God knows what fucking birds in his room. Me and Anders would be in his room watching Kung Fu Panda because we're two 23-year-olds. Didn't know what to do with ourselves, so we'll have a few beers and watch Kung Fu Panda. Do you know what I mean? And then I went to 70 Block 71, which was still a fucking party block. Had Burrows above me, fucking McCall above me. It's just a fucking party block, mate. And then I went to Married Quarters.
Yeah.
But still, to this day, the missus doesn't know that Wednesday night was for me and Rabbit.
Yeah.
And Rammers. We would go out, mate, and we'd go just a fucking karaoke at fucking what was the fucking bar called? The nightclub.
What, Brazilia's?
Brazilia's.
Big B's.
Karaoke, mate, at Brazilia's.
I remember that. Yeah.
On a Wednesday. Nobody went out on a Wednesday.
Brazilia's.
Thursday, right. It was a new Friday. Sure, you'd go out, have a few beers, get up on Friday, do your tab, hanging.
It would just stink of vodka, the tab would.
Oh, mate. At Wednesday, me, Rabbit, and Rammers singing karaoke. Rabbit would go out telling people that he was part of the London School for Performing Arts.
Oh, fuck. That's not what Rabbit did. Bloody hell. Just as he's saying that, you'd just be thinking, oh, no, Rabbit, no.
Yeah, you'd say that. And then he would say I was his Welsh counterpart. And I'm like, oh, I'm not fucking Welsh. And he was like, well, you are. From Hereford, mate. West Country. And he was like, no, Welsh. So, all right. Then he made me sing fucking Delilah.
Oh, God.
Tom Jones. Cunt, mate. Oh. You know what I love, right? This is no word of a lie. I might have had a few whiskeys now, so it's not against me. Well, when you talk to your mates from previous times and memories just pop in your head.
I know.
And I always remember this memory just because my brother-in-law was in it. So when we did our medal ceremony for CAF.
Yep.
And it was also Armed Forces Day. So all my family came down. It was also Jess's first birthday.
Yep.
So every one of my family would come back. But we also had the squadron do with the tents and fucking all sorts.
Yeah.
And so we went. A load of people came back to my house, had a few drinks, and me, my brother, my sister-in-law, and my brother-in-law, so Kate's brother. He literally would have been just 18, if not 17.
Yeah.
And we took him to the hangar, mate, and we got him fucking shit-faced.
Oh, mate.
No word of a lie. So this was the same night that Shep slapped Beard really hard and called him a cunt and all sorts. And I was like, no, just chill out. Just get fucking pissed. What are we fighting? It was when, fucking Bill
Mackenzie.
Not Bill Mackenzie, the other fucker. Not Bill. Oh, fuck. What's his name? He's a Morton. But yeah. Oh, it's gone up my head, mate. But he had a white t-shirt on with a penis. Came up. He was Ted. Yeah, Ted. Not his name. McGuinness, yeah. Yes. Anyway, he was serving, but so was Shep. And Shep was... Beard was behind the bar with Ted.
Oh, okay.
And Shep was off his face. And he picked Beard up and slapped him. And me and my brother got in the middle of it and was like, what are you doing, Shep? Because Beard told Shep that he had too much. What?
No one tells anyone you had too much.
No one's had too much. We're squaddies and you're not an actual barman. But anyway.
To serve him.
Long story short, we had a fair few whiskies, right? And
yeah.
we were walking back to my house at Woodside, and my brother-in-law, who I will tell is not very good with his liquor as well as his beer. He usually has a couple of cans and he's fucking off his face. But he's got a traffic cone on his head. And he's stumbling along fucking towards my house and he's going, Sean. Bearing in mind, my family call me Sean, apart from the military family, they call me Tommo. So he's calling me Sean. My brother's going, Tommo, your brother-in-law is talking to you. I'm like, what, Reese? And he's like, Sean, I am the whiskey cunt. And I'm like, yeah, you are. He's like, I've got a traffic cone on my head. He's fucking, seriously, mate, he's got a traffic cone on his head saying, I am the whiskey cunt. Somewhere we have got video evidence of this as well. It's brilliant, mate.
Fantastic.
Mate, those squadron dues were brilliant.
No kids. I
Here's a question for you, niece. Did you get a leaving gizzard?
No, I didn't get anything.
You didn't get anything. Right, so 15 Squadron, if you are listening, Neason, Tommo, Shipper,
oh, what is it?
Gunn, all need a fucking leaving gizzard. You know, Chrissy Dunn organised, I don't know who left, but someone left, and Chrissy Dunn organised their leaving gizzard. Got them loads of stuff.
Donny didn't get anything.
Donny didn't get anything. You haven't got anything. I didn't get anything.
No, I know.
Mate, you're supposed to get a bouquet of flowers for your missus if they give birth while you're on tour or when you're not on tour through the squadron fund to your missus to say congratulations. My missus didn't get anything. Shipper's missus didn't get anything. It's like, hang on a minute.
Selective, mate.
It is, mate. It's like when you look back and you see certain people that you're like, oh, I see why you got
it.
Yeah. The grey men, should we say, they don't get nothing, do they?
No, definitely. That's the thing, isn't it? It's always the way, though, isn't it? It doesn't matter actually. That goes for everything, doesn't it?
If you're a grey,
yeah. If you're a grey man,
it's like I like to think I wasn't exactly a grey man. I wasn't the outspoken, like, for example, Rabbit.
Yeah.
I wasn't annoying like that dickhead. But I wasn't as quiet as, say, Burrows.
No.
He's still going, by the way, Sergeant Burrows.
I know. Burrows is like under the. He just cruising along.
I'm gonna bring this up, Nice. I got him in the shit, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah. He sent me a photo of him on tour over Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And I posted it saying, I want to give thanks to my mates on tour. You went, Tommo, you got to take that down, mate. And I was like, why? And when it's not showing anything, it's showing you with a Christmas hat on him. But yeah, that's the point. So he got in the shit because he was wearing a Christmas hat, and because of the rifle he was carrying, and apparently it showed a fob in the background. I was like, fuck off.
He's got a Christmas hat on, yeah.
Oh, and he's got a Christmas hat on. Christmas.
Oh, mate.
But do you know what? You still got that bullshit. But there's certain people that got like all the gizzards.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if, for example, say me and you were on the same flight when you left, I would have gone, well, Neason needs something. He needs like a fucking, whether it's a Mortimer with this little statue or it's a fucking glass like this.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
something. But
definitely.
You don't get anything. You're like, hang on. Like, for example, I was with 15 Squadron pretty much 4.5 years, if not 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, cheers.
Didn't get anything. Yeah, I know. But a little gizzard, actually.
And I'll tell you what's annoyed me, right? So when I first started the podcast, I got told by an RAF photographer that he's going to do the little documentary on me, which is still on the pipeline. Obviously, things have changed. He comes under an army remit, or something. Anyway, he's spoken to me. However, 15 Squadron's warrant officer wanted me to go and speak to 15 Squadron along with some other squadrons about mental health. And I was like, yeah, that's no problem. I don't mind doing that. He's now moved Squadron to 63, and it's like nothing. It's like, hang on, you've asked me. I haven't.
Yeah, exactly. I thought you were going to go and do that, actually. That's dropped off, hasn't it?
I was actually, I said to the missus, I was really excited about doing it. I was like, because of the amount of shit I got, it was nice for me to go and speak, to say, look, this is what you could do.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
It is what it is, mate, at the end of the day.
Oh, well, mate. Oh, wow.
The photographer bloke said he's still up for it, but obviously.
Yeah, that'll be good, that one, if you can do that.
I'll get in comms with him again.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but he was like, because he was like, I really want to come to your Shedio and see what it's about. And I was like, well, yeah, no problem. What annoyed me a little bit, he was like, I really want to do a little bit of a like documentary scene where you're in your off spray and you've got your helmet on, and then we'll cut and we'll be in the Shedio. And I was like, I've been out since 2013, mate.
You look a bit weird. Yeah.
I never even had the scrim in my helmet. So
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's probably a bit too far, isn't it, to be fair?
It is,
a bit too far. Right, Tommo.
You've done.
Probably going to go and have a bath, mate, and
a bath?
Have another
11 o'clock.
Listen, Tommo, got a night to myself, mate. I'm going to get in that bath. Have a can of You are sorry. You are.
I love it, mate. Nah, but to be fair, I'll give you that one because I've got you out for work as well. So,
Tommo, don't ride your bike, otherwise you're going to be off your bike, mate, and end up in A&E. I'll get a phone call tomorrow going, Tommo's in A&E, mate. Riding his bike to work, pissed.
Nice.
Yep, it's been a pleasure, mate. We'll do it. We'll do it again sometime, Tommo.
We will. You're going to cheers to me right now.
Cheers to you, mate. I'll catch up with you later, Tommo, okay?
No problem, mate. Thanks very much for coming on my podcast, mate.
Legend. And I'll speak to you tomorrow or something.
Yeah, mate. Definitely.
See you later.
Time off, mate.
Cheers, mate. See you later, mate.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.